welcome. So just dropped my wife's parents off at the train station, and we're just going to head down to the outdoor basketball court, go shoot some hoops. But in this video I wanted to talk to you about investing and about just starting off really slowly, and about what you need to do in order to get that set up. You know, how to start, basically. Because one of the problems is that when you start out, first of all, you've got no money, okay? So like, that's the first bit. You've got to find out where you're going to find some money from. And once you start getting some money, at that point you can start investing. So let's deal with that. So like, the first step is you've got to cut back on your costs. Even if you're saving £1, £2, £10, that's the first thing, right? Even £10, that's the start. After that, you've got to start increasing your income. So how are you going to increase your income? What does that look like? What are you going to do? Is it a part-time job you can get? Can you wash cars? Is there selling affiliate stuff? Is there property sourcing? But if you're saving a little bit of money, let's say £10 or £20 or £100 a month, maybe you want to put that money into a business, like buying some business cards, getting leaflets created and printed, and doing that kind of thing. And maybe that's what you want to be starting with. Or maybe you just want to start investing with it straight away. We'll talk about that in a second. But you've got to cut back your costs. You've got to start finding an income from somewhere, an extra income. It could be overtime, it could be a part-time job, it could be anything, right? But that extra income, like most people, what happens when they get a pay rise, they buy a new car. It doesn't make any sense. You know, I'm on 20 grand a year, got a £1,000 pay rise, which is a 5% pay rise, so that's a big pay rise. And now they're thinking, brilliant, I've got all this extra money, I've got an extra £1,000, that's £20 a week, I'm gonna £80 a month, I can go out and buy a car. And you've forgotten about, you're getting taxed at 30% on that. You've got inflation at 2.5% on that. And it's not just on that. The reason why you got a £1,000 pay rise is because you had inflation since last year of 2.5% on the whole £20,000. So do you see what I mean? It's not quite the same. That's an extra £400 a year, more or less. That's what, 40 quid a month, £35 a month. So it's not quite as cut and dry like that. So rather than spending that money on buying something like a car that's going to depreciate, why not move that money into something that's going to appreciate? Like a business, or like some stocks and shares, or some kind of investment. So this investment stuff that we're putting out a little bit more and showing people what they can buy into. Like one of them, for example, is a crowdfunding into a property bond, and it's like a minimum. The minimum you can put in is £1. Like everybody can afford to do that, right? Everybody. Even if you've only got £1 left over, it's £1. And remember, rich people invest first and they spend what's left. Whereas poor people, they'll spend first and then they'll invest whatever's left. Big difference as to why some people are wealthy and some people are not. And you've got to understand the flow of money. It's really important. So, cut your costs, increase your income somehow, and then the third part of this is you've got to get started somewhere. It can be just buying some stocks and shares. Not brilliant necessarily, because you don't know what the return's going to be. You've got two aspects of stocks and shares. You know, you've got the capital. So, you know, you buy a share for, say, £16, and that might go up, might go down, who knows. But it'll cost you £16 to buy the share because there's stock trading fees, right? But then also you're going to get a dividend. It might be 2%, might be 5% of that £16, whatever that's likely to be. Doing the property bond, you can put in like £1, but it's not going to cost you any money to buy into that property bond, right? So, like, but there's various ones. It depends which crowdfunding platform you go through. There's some others that are giving like 5 or 6%, which isn't brilliant, and then there are ones like I'm doing, which are like between 10 and 20%, and that works really well. So you've got to find those, and if you don't know which ones are, drop me a message, and I'll share you the link and show you which ones that I'm doing. But the point here is that I'm trying to get to is that you don't need thousands of pounds to start investing. You don't need hundreds of pounds. Some of this is like, you start investing. I'll give you an example actually. I went for a run last night with my wife, and I found it really difficult. I've not run for ages, found it really difficult. And I got really annoyed with myself for allowing myself to get into such a state where I was out of breath after just 8 minutes of running, right? Because before I could just turn the taps on and woof, I was off, but because I'd not run for a while. So what happened there is that one little thing, running for 8 minutes, which is not a marathon at all, just 8 minutes, right? That 8 minutes has now pushed me and motivated me to go, I can do a lot better than this. And when you start investing on a little bit of money, you're saying to yourself, I know this is valuable, and I know that I can do better than this. And then that's exactly what you go and do. And that's exactly why you've got to start. Even if you're starting small, you've got to start, because you're beating all those other people that haven't started at all. Alright, I'm just at the basketball court now. It's all back up. They took all the rims down and things because there was a big party there. Anyway, it's all back up and running. So let me park up and I'll catch up with you on the next video. My name's Dan Latto.
In one of those lucid dreams, oh yeah.